Welcome to Triumph IAS. It's a daily mains practice question and answer series. This program is exclusively designed for UPSC CSE aspirants. In this video discussion, we will discuss UPSC CSE mains previous 25-year questions. Question number 1. Bring out the causes for more frequent landslides in the Himalayas than in Western Ghats. Let's start with the introduction of the answer. Landslides are mass movement of soil or rocks along the slopes of mountains triggered by various natural and anthropogenic causes. The main body of the answer should be Number 1. The Himalayan mountain system is among the youngest tertiary-fold mountains in the world. Number 2. The Himalayas have been created by interaction of convergent boundary between the Indian and Eurasian plate. The mountain building process of Himalayas is still in progress and it is still gaining height. Number 3. Therefore, the Himalayas form a highly unstable mountain system which is subjected to tectonic activities. Tectonic movement increases the incidence of earthquake, which in turn increases the chances of landslides. Number 4. In contrast, Western Ghats are older block mountain forming a stable mountain system much older than the Himalayas. Western Ghats are located on the stable part of Indian plate, i.e. Deccan Plateau, and the movement of Indian plate does not affect Western Ghats. Number 5. The Himalayas are characterized by high peaks, steep slopes, and heavy rainfall and snowfall which increase the vulnerability of landslides. Number 6. Whereas Western Ghats are eroded and denuded with gentle slope on the eastern side. Also there is no snowfall and very little rainfall on the leeward side of the mountain. Therefore there are very few landslides in the Western Ghats. The conclusion of the answer is unplanned constructions in the Himalayas, shifting cultivation, growth of industries, and tourist influx in the region has also increased the vulnerability. Question number 2. Hunger and poverty are the biggest challenges for good governance in India still today. Evaluate how far successive governments have progressed in dealing with these humongous problems. Suggest measures for improvement. Let's start with the introduction of the answer. Despite being one of the fastest growing economies in the world today, 1 in every 5 Indian is poor. India came in at 100 out of 119 countries on the Global Hunger Index 2017. India is behind many neighboring countries like China, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. The main body of the answer should be #1. According to UN report, India is home to 23.4% of world's hungry. Goal 1 and 2 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, envision eradicating poverty and ending hunger by 2030. But India still stands miles away from achieving these targets. Number 2. Successive governments have launched a series of programs to eliminate hunger and reduce poverty. But still India is cursed with housing the largest number of hungry people in the world. India is home to the highest number of stunted and wasted children in the world, according to the recent Global Nutrition Report. Number 3. Targeted public distribution system has at least ensured the availability of food at subsidized prices at the household level to the poor. Some states like Tamil Nadu and Kerala has done exceptionally well in arresting the mass hunger and poverty. Number 4. ICDS has helped in reducing malnutrition amongst children aged between 0 to 3 years. Midday meal scheme is trying to arrest the malnutrition among the school-going children. Mega schemes such as Magnrega have ensured at least the basic level of income to the rural folk. Number 5. However, a lot of effort is still needed to rescue India from the vicious cycle of mass poverty and hunger. Better income generation programs are needed. Better management of slums in urban areas, more opportunities and support for self-employment is needed. Number 6. Low performance on hunger index can be improved by moving towards nutritional security by way of promotion of nutri-cereals and other supplements. Conclusion of the answer is the overall governance is missing the element of inclusiveness. Education need to be able to make one get employment. The loopholes in the system should be filled up so that the efforts of government reach the last man. Question number 3. Should the pursuit of carbon credit and clean development mechanism set up under UNFCCC be maintained even though there has been a massive slide in the value of carbon credit? Discuss with respect to India's energy needs for economic growth. Let's start with the introduction of the answer. Carbon market is a brainchild of the Kyoto Protocol for controlling greenhouse gas emissions. Greenhouse gases are emitted mainly by burning oil, gas, and coal that are resulting in perilous climate change. The main body of the answer should be number 1. Each carbon credit represents 1 ton of carbon dioxide either removed from the atmosphere or saved from being emitted. The carbon credit market works in 3 dimensions, i.e. the emissions trading, the joint implementation programs, and the clean development mechanism. Number 2. The Clean Development Mechanism, CDM, allows early transition countries, etc., and its private sector operators an option to attract a hard currency revenue stream by selling carbon credits from projects that reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Number 3. In this way, new investment in environmental sound projects in industry, power, mining, district heating, and waste treatment are being prioritized. Number 4. Carbon credits are proofs of having reduced 1 metric ton of CO2 equivalent. To be eligible for selling credits under the COM, projects must meet a set of criteria and be approved and verified by organizations registered under the UNFCCC. Number 5. Many project-specific methodologies have been developed since the inception of the mechanism in order to determine the contribution of a specific activity to emissions reductions. Number 6. In order to ensure that credits traded under the CDM embody effective climate action, they must be backed by emissions reductions which are real, additional, verifiable, and permanent. Number 7. This means that the emissions reductions achieved, real, would not have happened in the absence of the mechanism, additional, will have been reduced or avoided forever, permanent, and can be traced back to a specific project and activity, verifiable. Number 8. Additionally, projects issuing credits should benefit communities at a local level and contribute to their sustainable development. Carbon credits and India's energy needs for economic growth. Number 1. There is a belief that carbon trading offers a golden opportunity for developing countries like India to get foreign funds. The carbon market creates the opportunities for companies which are unable to meet their emission targets to purchase these carbon credits from the market from some other institution individual which conform to the targets by emitting below the ceiling levels and therefore has surplus of credits. Number 2. A developing nation such as India, therefore, turns out to be a seller of such credits, which eventually provides them with monetary gains. Emission reduction, eventually, was being treated as a commodity all across the world and received greater sanctity with the Kyoto Protocol. Number 3. India comes under the third category of signatories to United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. India became a signatory to the Kyoto Protocol in August 2002. The next few years witnessed watershed events with India emerging a world leader in reduction of greenhouse gases by adopting clean development mechanisms, CDMs. Number 4. Certain estimates even stated that if India would have been able to capture a 10% share of the global CDM market, annual certified emission reductions, CER, revenues to the country could range from $10 million to $300 million. Conclusion of the answer is No doubt, the carbon market created a solid foundation for sustainable development financing through the market mechanism.